From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
It's a story of this community and this phenomenal work that was done by people who are anonymous to most.
Tonight on The Good Stuff, preserving a piece of Portland's music culture. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. Tonight, the Albina Community Archive hosted a listening event that celebrates funk and jazz music from Portland's past. It's part of a treasure trove of history just released to the public. Devin Haskins got a preview of what's included.
After almost a decade in the works, the Albina Music Trust is sharing this vast trove of Portland history.
There was so much of the neighborhood's legacy that was under-documented.
Calvin Walker on the left and Bobby Smith in the center are the Trust's co-founders. Smith is also the archivist. Ken Berry on the right is with the World Arts Foundation that's behind this initiative.
It's a story of this community and this phenomenal work that was done by people who are anonymous to most, but by one click on that archive, you can spend hours there, literally.
There are some 10,000 photos, audio recordings, videos, and printed material from over 150 collections that make up the Albina Community Archive. It focuses on Portland's once thriving funk and jazz scene in the city's Albina neighborhood.
It was a rich community. You know, when people are left to their own devices, it's amazing what they can achieve. And so all of this stuff was happening within the confines of that community. All these bands and the churches and the businesses, all kind of surviving with each other.
Calvin Walker remembers performing at the Cotton Club, a popular jazz venue that used to be in North Portland. It held some very famous names like Sammy Davis Jr.
And we all aspired to play there. So Jimmy Sanders and I were able to play there when we were 13 years old. So if you can imagine being a teenager in the 7th grade and playing a gig at the Cotton Club and then going back to the 7th grade the next day, is pretty crazy.
And there are plenty of other places, photos, musicians that need to be remembered for future generations.
It needs to be passed on. So that's what my goal has been, is to pass it on. So that it is one of the goals of World Arts has been to preserve African American contributions in American culture. But all culture, all people can benefit from, because so many people are hungry for what the truth is.
And if you'd like to check out the archive, just head to albinamusictrust.com. Then click on Community Archive. Well, throughout Black History Month, we're going to highlight Black Americans who made an impact here in Oregon and Southwest Washington. We continue the series by sharing the story of a man who transformed the Oregon Symphony. Catherine Cook brings us more on James DePriest.
Many believe if it wasn't for the hard work and dedication of James DePriest, the Oregon Symphony we know today wouldn't exist. Born in Philadelphia in 1936, DePriest's interest in music was encouraged at an early age by his aunt, world-famous contralto Marian Anderson. DePriest was a conductor for several other orchestras before coming to Portland in 1980. He held the position of music director of the Oregon Symphony until 2003. And in that time, he transformed the program from a part-time community orchestra to a full-time world-renowned symphony. While heading the Oregon Symphony, DePriest made guest appearances with major orchestras in Philadelphia, Boston, New York, San Francisco, Helsinki, Tokyo, and more. And maybe his most recognized score is leading the Oregon Symphony in a recording of the theme song to The Cosby Show. In 2005, he received the National Medal of the Arts, the nation's highest honor for artistic excellence. DePriest overcame health challenges throughout his life. He contracted polio in 1962 that left both legs paralyzed and forced him to use a wheelchair. A dedicated fan donated a kidney to him in 2001. DePriest passed away in 2013. He had been in poor health since suffering a heart attack nearly a year before. His legacy includes more than 40 recordings, 2 volumes of poetry, and the many musicians he worked with over the years. To those musicians, DePriest was much more than a maestro.
He was a legend. Well, a big part of the good stuff is sharing all of the positive things in your life as well. And we asked you to share what photos you might have that you consider the good stuff in your life this week. So let's check out Gloria's picture first. She says she's 93 years young and she creates smiling eye can characters using recycled cans, bottle caps, and kitchen items. It helps her keep busy, she says, and feeling young. Go Gloria. That's great. Nice smile too. Well, Eric shared this photo of his two pups, Willow and Watson, with their hats on because he says the corgis just celebrated a birthday, so happy birthday to them. Susan celebrated some good stuff recently at her youngest son's senior night. He's on the varsity basketball team at Kalama High School. You've almost got him through school there. Way to go. And Sharon says getting married at Cannon Beach was the best choice she'd ever made, and it looks like it was a beautiful day out there too. So congratulations to you. And Huyen says she volunteered to spread some joy at the Vietnamese Lunar New Year celebration by twisting balloon animals and flowers for all those who came out. It always feels good to volunteer and celebrate. Well, you can share your photos and stories of good stuff happening in your community by texting 503-226-5088. Or, of course, you can email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. All right, check this out. The Oregon Zoo's new baby rhino is now 2 months old. What a cutie. And keepers were able to get a closer look at him now and learn more about him. They have been keeping their distance so the calf can bond with its mother, Josie. There's no name for the little guy so far, but he's now 225 pounds. And this weekend it was warm and dry enough for him to adventure out for his first time outside. Now, if you're visiting the zoo, don't expect to get to see him out too much yet. He's still spending most of his time in the maternity den until it warms up more. You know, the baby is not just important to the Oregon Zoo and those of us who like to go there. He's important to his subspecies, the black rhino, which is critically endangered. All right, it is Dumpling Week right now in Portland. This week on KGW News at Sunrise, our Christine Pedawanich got to talk to some of the chefs who are a part of it. And today we're hearing from the operators of Chibo in Southeast Portland.
For people who are unfamiliar with Chibo, I know you guys are located in Southeast off 35th and Division, right?
Yes,
kind of right there.
right.
What can people expect if they decide to, hey, come into your restaurant, try the dumplings?
Well, the restaurant is very comfortable, and we specialize in pizza, pasta. We do a lot of fresh seafood. We have very cured dishes. We have a steak that's wonderful. We have salads that are all various salads, beet salad and things that people like, and some more unusual stuff that is more traditionally Italian.
I know Drew and Rod, you guys have been like chomping at the bit to get in on this. So while they come over, and here we can kind of move in.
I'll go to the other side.
Okay, Rod's got this side, Drew's got that side. Here, while we plate this up for both Drew and Rod, what are we looking at in terms of the dumpling here? Fernando, I know you were gonna kind of talk about some of this stuff, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're using a fresh ricotta that is made local in Froilan. We use fresh spinach.
Baby spinach.
Yeah,
Oh.
we have it right there.
And we
Quite
use
a
fresh
few
Parmesan.
amount of Parmesan cheese.
Okay, and the green color, that's from the spinach then?
Yeah, that's
and
from the
ricotta?
spinach.
Yes.
I see.
Love dumplings. Well, Dumpling Week is put on by the Oregonian. They got a full list of participating restaurants at dumplingweek.com. Well, next on The Good Stuff, we're talking good energy. We find out what it takes to become a wind turbine technician and just how in demand this job is right now. Well, the first Wednesday of every month is a Good Energy Day here at KGW, when we share stories about local people and businesses doing good things for the environment. Today, Chris McGinnis is talking about a Vancouver school helping to get more people into green energy careers.
Specifically, we're talking about wind energy. There are at least 73,000 wind turbines across the U.S. alone, with more coming online every month. And the market for tower technicians is growing quickly. Turns out a job dangling in a harness 300 feet in the air servicing all that equipment is providing meaningful security. Today's Good Energy feature shows us what it takes to maintain those turbines and where you can get that training affordably and quickly.
What really spoke to me about this job is I just have like a deep held beliefs around green energy.
Jackie Agbe left her desk job last year and she isn't looking back or down. This 300-foot wind turbine was one of many Jackie helped maintain in 2023.
Wanting to work outside and being in a field setting really spoke to me instead of like behind a computer all day.
And that's where I want that strap.
Jackie got her training at the Northwest Renewable Energy Institute in Vancouver.
The first thing that we take our students through here is learning about the turbines themselves. This is what it does, this is how it works.
Tom Barras learned his craft right here more than a decade ago. Now he's teaching the next generation of tower technicians on a brand new 20-foot mod truss simulated nacelle climbing tower. The actual towers, of course, stand more than 10 times that height.
And then we have to jump into the safety aspect of everything. Their lives are in our hands when we're going to be working with them, so we got to make sure we're doing everything as safe as possible.
For a little over $16,000, students enroll in the 6-month training. It covers all the safety aspects required when working 300 feet off the ground in tight spaces, with technical knowledge of electric and mechanics. Included in the training, job interviews, says President DJ Schmidt.
And then we have a wind company coming every Friday from now until the end of February to present their company to the next set of graduating students. And they're there to say, come work for us, we need you, and let us interview you.
The day I graduated, I had my job offer and left about 2 weeks later to go to training, and I've been in the field ever since.
Demand is high and growing. The U.S. Department of Energy credits wind with more than 120,000 jobs, while the Bureau of Labor and Statistics cites 45% growth in turbine technician employment alone. And the average starting salary is $57,000 a year, with upward mobility and portability.
Once they get some experience, they'll start to specialize into electrical or mechanical. You could become a site supervisor, you could become a trainer. I mean, there's lots of different avenues you can go.
Jackie has enjoyed the travel, spending months in 4 states last year.
One thing I'm seeing that I love,
and she appreciates the diversity she's found in her new career.
I'm a woman out here in the field, which has typically been male dominated, but I see more women. So there really is a place for everybody here.
Enrollment at the Northwest Renewable Energy Institute is 25 per class. The next class graduates on March 1st. Many of those students already eyeing jobs with Avangrid or Invenergy, or like Jackie here, Deutsche Winterneck. A new class starts every other month. Chris McGinnis, KGW News.
Boy, you got to be ready to climb pretty high there. Well, some lucky kids and teens got a chance to shoot some hoops with the pros. It's all part of the Trailblazers youth basketball program. It's called Rip City Hoops. The program offers basketball clinics for kids to work on their skills. And it's not just a treat for them, the Blazers love it too.
I look at it like this is big for me. This is bigger than basketball. This is what I wanted when I thought about this when I joined the NBA, you know, because I get a chance to talk to the kids. You never know what they're dealing with. It could be inspirational. So I love this part right here.
And we love Jabari Walker. He's one of the great young ones. Well, the clinic also included a Blazers trivia session and a special appearance from Blaze, the Trail Cat, and Douglas Fir, who you just saw there, in case you forgot. That's the beanie-wearing Bigfoot in, quote, true hipster outdoor attire. There is such a thing. Well, stay tuned, because coming up, we've got an update on the future of a popular Portland Performing Arts Center. What will become of the Keller is the question. And we're also going to have you looking at some cool pictures, fantastic photos of rainbows that popped up over the area yesterday. And thanks for sending these in. Take a look. Welcome back. For a long time, it's been a popular place to see a big show. So should the city of Portland renovate the Keller Auditorium or find a new location for the performing arts venue? That's the question before leaders right now. Metro, which operates the venue, just took a look at one renovation concept. Beyond the big changes to the exterior, it also includes wider seats and walkways and new lighting. Another option for city leaders who will make the final call, building something new near the Lloyd Center or Portland State. The Downtown Neighborhood Association says it's all for keeping the Keller right where it is.
It is one step towards efforts to revitalize Portland, to look into a future that's active and vibrant, that supports the arts, supports all of our core values in having an active and energized downtown.
No decision has been made, with the city saying it expects council to guide the project into the next steps sometime this coming summer. Well, the Hillsboro Hops got a boost this week in their effort to secure funding for a new ballpark. Washington County Commissioners approved $8 million for the Diamond. The money will come through the county's transient lodging tax. The final piece of funding for the new stadium is a $15 million request that the Hops made to the state legislature. The legislature is in its short session right now, and the Hops hope legislators will approve that funding. Well, still to come here on The Good Stuff, we're looking ahead to some fun activities happening around the area this weekend, including Lunar New Year celebrations. Stay with us. are looking ahead tonight at some of the weekend activities you might want to check out. First up, Lunar New Year activities have begun at Lansu Chinese Garden in Portland. Lantern viewings will light up the nights each opening day through March 2nd. The garden is offering two different experiences this year. One offers a lively atmosphere with a dragon procession and dance. The other is designed to be more serene with the tea tasting and soothing music. Go to lansugarden.org to learn more and to get your tickets. Or you can check out the Black History Month fashion show at the Clark County Fairgrounds in Ridgefield. It's aimed at bringing awareness to African Americans with significant contributions to the fashion industry throughout history. This is hosted by the nonprofit Please Don't Die, Black Men. The show happens Saturday from 10 to 3. The Nordic Northwest organization is celebrating the transition from winter to spring already. It's a Danish holiday called Fastelavn. There's going to be a kids' carnival on Sunday from 2 o'clock until 5. It includes craft stations, games, and activities like face painting. This is at the Nordia House in Southwest Portland. Or if you're looking for a gift for your Valentine, you might want to visit the Makers Market. It's Saturday and Sunday at the Moon Market in Portland's Pearl District. You'll find an assortment of romantic gifts, from candles to arts for your sweetheart. Well, for more weekend inspiration, check out the 8 Things to Do article up each week on kgw.com. Well, that is all the time we have. Thanks very much for joining us. And before we go, we'll share some more of your photos enjoying the good stuff in your life. Have a great night.